Good morning, I'm Neva Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Tuesday, 3rd of October. In this update, many parts of the country are in clean-up mode today after yesterday's severe weather. Strong winds have forced the cancellation of dozens of flights and Cook Strait ferry sailings, including several ferry sailings today. A camper van rolled on State Highway 80 near Lake Tekapo. A tree crashed into a house in the Christchurch suburb of Richmond, and some parts of the South Island have had a dumping of overnight snow. Met Service forecaster Aidan Peiselman says some weather stations recorded very strong gusts.
Those parts of the South Island, for example, Canterbury High Country, way up high, they had gusts of around 200 kilometres an hour.
More settled weather is expected today, but parts of the Central North Island could drop below zero tonight. Warnings attacks on political candidates could threaten New Zealand's democracy. Police are investigating an alleged home invasion on Te Pati Māori's Hana Rāwhiti Maipi Clark, and a Labour candidate reports being slapped at a debate. The Greens claim their candidates have faced misogynistic and racist abuse, while National says volunteers have faced death threats and even a dog attack. Fight Against Conspiracy Theories Aotearoa Stephen Judd says all parties need to clearly condemn the violence. Donald Trump is in court for his latest civil fraud case, which he's calling a scam. The former president and his company are being accused of deceiving banks, insurers and others by habitually lying about his wealth and financial statements. Sky News reports he's facing claims their assets were inflated by as much as $1.9 billion US. Trump spoke to media outside the courtroom in New York.
This is a continuation of the single greatest witch hunt of all time.
More than 100 jobs could be cut from Massey University's College of Sciences. It's proposing merging the natural sciences and food and advanced technology schools and stopping the courses at its Auckland campus. Engineering and plant science would also go, and the Massey Genome Service and Manawatu Microscopy and Imaging Centre could close. Tertiary Education Union organiser Ben Schmidt says it's devastating to talk about losing long-serving, hard-working leaders in science. A lively Epsom debate last night saw Labour's Camilla Bellich and ex-David Seymour go head-to-head over public service jobs. David Seymour says he'd revisit the Public Sector Act.
So that it's possible for elected ministers to actually reach into it and say to a chief executive, sorry, you're not up to it and you actually need to go.
There were cheers from several audience members at the idea of Act scrapping 15,000 public service jobs by Christmas. Labour's Camilla Bellich says she'd never celebrate someone losing their job.
These are people's livelihoods, these are people's well-being, these affect people's families.
And in sport, New Zealand Rugby is considering the introduction of a Ranfurly Shield caretaker to ensure against future damage after the log broke in half during the celebrations after Hawke's Bay's win on the weekend. Another robust warm-up win for the Black Caps, this time by 7 runs via the Duckworth-Lewis method against South Africa, ahead of the 50-over Cricket World Cup. And former Silver Ferns coach Yvonne Willering wants the country's top netballers to stay in New Zealand, despite calls for more regular recruitment into the Australian domestic competition. And I'm Neva Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.